One of Pope Leo XIV's recent appointments has already begun to move decisively, suddenly cancelling celebrations and leaving the faithful without explanation and deeply disappointed. A start that sparks discussion and raises questions about the future of the liturgy. Stay with us to understand what's really happening. On July 2nd, Pope Leo XIV made official the appointment of 65-year-old Monsignor Daniel Garcia as the new bishop of the Diocese of Austin, Texas. The choice did not go unnoticed, as it comes at a particularly tense moment for the American Church, riven by liturgical tensions and conflicts over Catholic identity in the modern context. Garcia's inauguration, which took place on September 18th, was not just a normal change of government. It immediately took on the value of a clear signal sent from Rome. This is not a marginal transfer, but a promotion to a highly important location, which brings together a large and very active community, with a strong youth and university presence. For this reason, every gesture of the new bishop is being carefully observed not only by local faithful, but also by national and international observers. Garcia's appointment, directly desired by the pontiff, thus represents a piece of that policy of continuity that aims to progressively limit the spread of the traditional liturgy, demonstrating how even in the most vibrant areas of American Catholicism, the line indicated by Rome is destined to impose itself firmly. Monsignor Daniel Garcia comes from the Diocese of Monterey, California, where he exercised his episcopal ministry before being transferred to Texas. In that reality, marked by a deep-rooted Catholicism, but also by strong secular influences, the prelate distinguished himself for an approach strongly oriented towards pastoral and administrative management, without particular attention to the growth of the traditional liturgy. His style, described by many as pragmatic and in line with the most recent indications of the Holy See, has helped strengthen his image as a man who can be trusted to carry forward the ecclesial agenda desired by Pope Leo XIV. His arrival in Austin cannot therefore be read as an isolated event, but rather as the natural development of an already consolidated path. Garcia was chosen because he represents a precise continuity, an episcopate that leaves no room for compromise in matters of liturgical celebration. His experience in Monterey thus prepared the ground for those decisions that, within a few days of his inauguration in Texas, would spark reactions and discussions throughout the country. On September 14th, just 3 months after his appointment, Archbishop Garcia signed a decree discontinuing the celebration of the traditional Mass in Hollister in the Diocese of Monterey, where until recently he had exercised his episcopal ministry. If you appreciate our outreach service and believe in the values of truth and transparency, please purchase a super thank you. Each piece of content requires commitment, study, and dedication, and our work is entirely self-funded. Your support helps us continue this mission. Thank you so much. The decision was welcomed as an unequivocal signal. Despite moving to Austin, the prelate wanted to set a clear direction in the territories he knew well, confirming his firm commitment to the ancient liturgy. The measure was not accompanied by significant public explanations, but it appeared to many to be the direct result of the desire to promptly implement the Roman directives. For the faithful attached to the traditional rite who had found a stable point of reference in Hollister, it was a painful blow, experienced as a loss not only of liturgy, but also of identity. With this gesture, Garcia showed that he did not fear grassroots reactions, preferring to underline his adherence to a line of uniformity that minimizes the possibility of local exceptions. The case that caused the most noise was that of Texas A&M University, where a group of students had announced the celebration of a mass according to the traditional rite. Everything seemed ready. The date was set. The priest in charge came from the Diocese of Victoria, and the news had been released through an official press release on September 24th. But Monsignor Garcia's intervention abruptly changed the course of events. Unlike Hollister's decision, this was not a formal written decree, but rather an immediate and direct action, capable of nipping a long-awaited celebration in the bud. The focus on youth, often perceived as a driving force for renewal in American Catholicism, has not prevented the new Bishop of Austin from displaying the same rigidity already seen in California. Indeed, the decision to block a university initiative has reinforced the perception of a project aimed at preventing the ancient liturgy from taking root in vibrant and growing contexts, such as those linked to students. The cancellation of the Mass, scheduled at Texas A&M, took place in a manner that was striking for its harshness. The evening before the celebration, the priest in charge from the Diocese of Victoria received an unexpected communication from his bishop. The Chancellor's Office of the Diocese of Austin had issued an absolute ban on him going to the university to celebrate. There was no room for negotiation, nor was there any opportunity to give advance notice to the faithful preparing for the event. The news, which came at the last minute, had the effect of erasing weeks of waiting and planning in one fell swoop. The sudden and peremptory nature of the measure made it clear that it was not a simple administrative act, but a precise intention to block the initiative in order to prevent its implementation, not even temporarily. This style of intervention, as clear-cut as it is devoid of public explanation, confirms a stance that prefers rapid and unappealable suppression to any form of dialogue with the faithful. It's precisely the youth community that makes this situation even more paradoxical. For years, there's been talk of openness, mercy, and support for the younger generations. Yet when a group of students simply wanted to attend the usual Mass, they were met with a categorical refusal, leaving no room for dialogue. While on the one hand, calls to involve young people in ecclesial life are multiplying, on the other, doors are being closed precisely when they show an authentic desire to root themselves in the tradition of the Church. This contradiction fuels a climate of mistrust and disappointment because it conveys the message that words about welcome are only valid up to a certain point. If we truly want to talk about an outgoing church, we need consistency. And in this case, consistency was lacking. Pope Leo XIV cannot ignore such tensions for long. Sooner or later, he will be called upon to provide a clear answer on the fate of the ancient liturgy. Meanwhile, the faithful who are attached to it see their hope weaken and experience the sensation of being tolerated only in words, but in reality, progressively marginalized. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment, Amen. God bless you.